podcast. As you see, we out here like we always do in this beautiful scenery, this beautiful setting. You know what I'm saying? So, what are we doing? We hopping into it. We gonna hop into it. Okay. So we got a couple of topics that we can touch on. Um, Today's a better day. We in a better space, in a better place. You feel me? So today we not on no BS. We on some real. Let's talk about it type stuff. You feel me? Uh, when you wake up in the morning, let's do a poll on that. I'm gonna start a poll, and the poll question of the day is: should transgender people, let's say, if okay, so here's my question: if you're born a male, should you be allowed to play in female sports, even if you're going through transgender? Right? A friend of mine's kid is playing in a sport. He actually she's playing. She's in wrestling, and she actually had to, like, today, matter of fact, in her tournament, she's going up against a person who's transgender. And I told my friend I would not allow my daughter to wrestle somebody whose DNA genetics has never been altered. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. Everybody has the right to their own thing, right? But here's my thing. It doesn't change your makeup, your atoms makeup, your molecular makeup. It doesn't change any of that, right? So I don't feel like you should be wrestling somebody that wasn't born with the same genetic code as you. Like if you were born a female, uh, I think you should only wrestle females. I'm sorry. I don't think because you switched from this to that, you should be on this other type of page. You feel me? Um, Not to say anything about it, but once it's weird in a sense, you know. Then he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm a puller. I'm a puller." I said, "No, you don't have to pull her. You just need to go and explain your side of how you feel, because nowhere in the rule books does it say that she has to wrestle somebody who was born a boy who wants to identify as a female. Nowhere does it say she has to wrestle, right?" So he's going today to talk to the board people because it's definitely an advantage. It's definitely unfair. I'm gonna be 100% with y'all. Like, I don't think just because you change and you want to be a girl, or you want to be a girl who wants to be a guy, your strength hasn't changed. Your molecular makeup hasn't changed. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday, brother. You know what I'm saying? Across the ocean. Where's okay? I'm not really too good at that. Are we in Britain? Is that Britain? The flag? Is that a Britain? So so that's what it is right now. That's what he feels is bothering him this morning. He called me like mad early too. He lucky I'm up at 5. He hit me up early to ask me, like, do I feel like I should allow his daughter? Yeah, British, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know it's gonna sound funny and off topic, but my favorite wrestler was the British Bulldog, yo, straight up. Davey Boy Smith. So I feel like when we uh when we start looking at how people are going to question certain things that are going on, and we're gonna question a lot of things today. We're gonna talk a lot about a lot of stuff, man. I want y'all to share this out. We going hard today. Today we going hard. Pause. Um, we have to look at certain things that are going on around us right now, and we have to feel like, can we survive in the way things are at this moment? Can we survive? Can we actually look at it and say, I'm gonna be all right with this? I'm all right, my bad, y'all. So I think that no, if you even if you're transgender, I still think you need to wrestle or box or play basketball against what you were born with. So if you were born a boy, I think you should play against boys. Even if you identify as a female, you need to go play against boys, because even if you transgender over, your talent level is way better because your strength is way better. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna just go ahead and let that one be. Now let's get into what I really want to talk about, this whole Donald Trump thing. You know what I'm saying? He accepted the nomination to run for president of the United States. So let's go ahead and like really, really topic in and see where this goes. A lot of people ask me, do I believe in anything that he says? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I know a lot of people gonna feel some type of energy on this, but I do believe in a couple of things. Now, do I believe in everything the man says? Obviously not. I do believe that we need to protect the border. I do believe we shouldn't just be letting illegals just come through here and just run rampant and all that. I do believe in that. But I also believe that everybody has the right to provide for their family. Everybody has the right to have a better life. Oh, they're stealing and they're doing this. I don't know how to explain this to y'all, but the United States of America belonged to the immigrants first. It didn't belong to Christopher Columbus and all of them. I don't know how to explain that to y'all, but this was their land first. And the fact that you got to get a visa or a green card to come back over property and land that belongs to your people, like, is odd as hell to me. And I get people telling me, man, but y'all from you and your people from Africa. I'm gonna let y'all understand. I couldn't tell you what Africa looked like. I ain't never been there. Even when they call me an African American, I had to stop telling them to say that because I might have African descent, but I've never been to Africa. I've been in America my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, do I believe in Trump when he says that? Yes. Do I believe that you should be real and honest with your people? The thing that happened at the Capitol, that was all on him. He told the people to do that. I don't care how you sugarcoat it. I don't care how you phrase it. I don't care. You told those people to go there. They did what you told them to do, and then voila, right? I believe that now, since he air on, you understand, the attempted assassination on his life. Uh, I believe that a lot of people are being bamboozled. I mean, really bamboozled. Like, I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, but you're standing at a podium. Anybody can pop you at a podium. An attempted assassination attempt, nobody misses like that. I don't know if y'all have ever been in the military or if y'all have ever seen uh any kind of like warfare in the streets. Nobody misses like that. Nobody. Then they said an officer was lifted up on somebody else's shoulder, saw the shooter, he pointed the gun. Why y'all ain't start making noise? Then you got the lady right behind Trump. Shooting starts, she pulls her camera out and starts videotaping. She ain't ducking or nothing, right? Like, come on now. It's just too many things that got me thinking like, boy, if this ain't the best setup in the world, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? So we look at things like that. And then I get people, they say, hey, if you could change anything, if you could change anything, what would you change? Well, where I live at, I'm really considering like learning the politics like real tough. Hey Corn, what's up? How you doing? Um, because I'm thinking about running for office myself. I feel like if Donald Trump, who was convicted, what, 35 felonies, 45, something like that, felonies, if he can run for office, then I'm gonna run for office. Because I feel like, how can anybody tell you how to change the ghetto if they ain't never been in it? How can anybody tell you how to change poverty if they ain't never been in a poverty-stricken area of their life ever? It's funny how you get uh, all the concerns for Black and Hispanic people when it's election time. When it's election time, everybody feels for the Black and Hispanic people. Don't try to play us. Don't try to play us. It's election year. Y'all shaking hands and kissing babies. We know how it go. But don't try to play us. Like, we know good and well that y'all don't care about what happens in the lower class. And if you think I'm lying, look at Hurricane Katrina. Why the upper class area of New Orleans didn't get flooded? They broke them things and let it flood out the ghetto, right? Hey, brother, how you doing? How you doing? So it's just like, I see like the people who served in the military, right? I feel bad that they go risk their life and they come back and they get treated like peasants. They don't get the proper care they need, they get PTSD and get the bare minimum help. I don't respect that. I don't respect that. We're asking people to go and risk their life for our freedom, right? And when they come back, they have to find a regular job. They have to try to, fit in a society where we should already have that put in place for when they return. But that's a government issue. I want people to understand that we are in a world of, it's falling apart due to the fact that we are tearing ourselves apart. Y'all think it's a game right now, but I'm about to tell y'all something. I'm about to give y'all this. You ever seen that movie I Am Legend with Will Smith? What was it that destroyed what was the world at that time? A plague. The world, we had a plague, didn't we? COVID-19 was a plague. It just kept mutating, killing people, making people have mental illness and all kind of stuff. We have cures for all these things, y'all. We have cures for all these things. But every time somebody comes up with a cure, do you not realize that somebody ends up killing them? It's facts. Every time somebody comes up with a cure, because you don't make no money if you come with a cure. They give you these experimental drugs to put in your body to make you sicker. It's really poison, really. To make you, I'll give you this, it's going to take care of the whooping cough, but it's going to probably give you diabetes. I'll give you this for the diabetes, but you're going to probably have heart problems. I'll give you this for the heart problems, but you know what I'm saying? It's just on and on and on, right? You got to be careful what you put in your body. You're a natural earth person. Like, you come from the earth. Like, your body is whatever it's sick, makes it sick, can be cured from the earth. And it's crazy because Dr. Sebi, God rest in peace, had the cure for the HIV, AIDS, and I think he said like 20 or 30 other diseases. And he proved it in the New York State law court, New York State court. Told him, you're not a real doctor. He said, I'm a herbal doctor, which means you don't have to have a degree to be an herbal doctor. You go out, try herbs, and you write down. And I have been telling my mom this since I was probably like 9, 10 years old. I said, yo, mom, the cure for AIDS is in a tree. It's in like a tree. In order to get rid of a disease, you have to physically and mentally understand that you must train your body to stay away from certain foods. Diabetes, you have to train your body that certain foods are not supposed to be in your body. Certain glucose that you're supposed to stay away from, milk, things of that nature. Milk If you ever notice that milk has that thickness, that thickness creates mucus. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Um, People will tell you that it's not true. It's a true statement. We have more chemicals in our food and more pesticide, as I call it, in our food than we've ever had, period. People are running out here gaining weight at a rapid pace. And then you know what they do? They tell you this. Oh, you need to have the gastric bypass, or you need to have the sleeve, or all these things. The body is not made to be cut on for unnecessary reasons. It's just not made that way. Before you had all these drugs and all this stuff, what were you doing? You got out of bed, you ate, and then you went and exercised. You went and got a walk in. Before you had weights and all these things, you used your own body weight. It was called calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? I probably pronounced that wrong, but it's cool. You look at like why people are really so focused on the way you are, the way you look, and you're not focused on the way you are and the way you look. People told me, man, you lost weight, dog. You, like, how? I got sick. Simple as that. I got sick. I was dehydrated. 4 bags of saline. I couldn't hold nothing down. I was sick. They couldn't figure me out. Just to find out I was diabetic. Why? Because as y'all know, black people and Hispanic people, we eat horribly. I can't speak for Caucasian people because I'm not Caucasian, but black people and Hispanic people or Puerto Rican people or the Latino descent, we eat horribly. We eat things that we know taste good for us but ain't good for us. And we eat it. We eat it. And then we walk around like nothing. Like, oh man, I'm good. I look good. I feel good. Not knowing the inside of our body is deteriorating at a slow pace. But when it does deteriorate at the very end, you know what happens to your body at the very end? Boom. It does that. Boom. Man, I'm tired of trying to hold you together. You don't care about me. I don't care about you. I'm going to make us sick and we can get up out of here. That's your body talking to you. That's definitely your body talking to you, right? So it happens in a way of you got to be mindful of how you or what you put in your body, right? A lot of things that happen to us is a physical being. I'm gonna show you. Look, so there was a moment where I was 290, right? Not sucking it in, none of that. Look, not sucking it in. There was a moment I was 298 pounds. I literally went from 298 to I think I'm like 248 now. But I had to go through so much medication and stuff like that. So my doctor had me on 2,000 milligrams of metformin. 2,000 milligrams. That's crazy amount of money of milligrams, right? And I was just like, I get it. It makes you go to the bathroom, but I get all that. But then they put me on 0.5 milligrams of this thing called Mounjaro, right? I have to take that every Friday. In my head, I'm saying like, yo, that's not normal, right? That's not normal. So I went to another doctor and he said, I want you to try the Mediterranean diet. I want you to try it because it takes away from greasy foods. It takes away from sodas, bread, all these things. Not saying that I don't dabble here and there. Like when I go out to eat, yes, I eat what I want to eat and then I go work it off. You know what I'm saying? But there's a moment where I realized that that diet was working way better than anything that they were giving me. So what happens is you start to feel good about you. You start to feel good about yourself. You start to feel good about everything. There are people that walk around and say, I can't get to a gym. I cannot get to a gym. I can't afford it. Your house has gym equipment. You have a chair. Lady told me she couldn't get out of bed. I'm going to show you a couple little things, right? Lady told me, I can't even get out of I can't walk, Carter. I can't do it. Da, 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 right? Let me show you something. You get a chair, you sit down, you do this. And as you lift your leg up, if you tighten up your core, you're doing exercise, people. You just give yourself 10 of these. And then you just do it, and you just give yourself that. But as you lift, tighten up your core. Some of y'all like to sit like this, some of y'all hunch like that. Sit up, tighten it up. Just go. Give yourself that. Then get up. You want to get that flabby off the leg muscle, calf muscles, all that. All you got to do is use your own body weight. Get up on your toes. Let me show y'all. Get up on your toes. Look. Wow. You see all that? That's just lifting your own body weight. Well, what about the flab on my arm? What about the flab? You know those milk jugs that y'all get? Get you a broom. Fill up the milk jug like halfway, depending on how much you can lift, and then just curl it. Just curl it. Slowly but surely. Curl it. Me, I got the privilege of coming to a park where they have not weights, but they have the machines. I got the privilege of going to Gold's Gym if I want to. I got that to my advantage, right? But you have to be more mentally powerful than anything else in the world. If you don't believe that you can achieve, then what are you doing it for? Right? So you see how it's like not all the way where it needs to be because I took time off, right? But it can get there like within 3-4 weeks. It's not about just being there, it's about being committed. The most important thing is water carries oxygen. Water carries oxygen. It's amazing to drink water. At least 8 bottles a day is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in recycling. So when I'm done, throw it in the recycling bin and I go on about my business. But you have to sweat it out. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Sweat it out. A lot of people be like, man, I'm too fat. Man, I'm too skinny. No, you got too many excuses. You got to get up and you got to start believing in you. Man, I eat when I'm depressed. Okay, well, let's get you out of the depression state. Depression only happens when stress and anxiety are connected. That's it. That's when depression happens. You know what I'm saying? So if you really, really, truly believe in everything you're gonna do, you want to accomplish, you got to go about it the right way. I look at life and I say, the hell what everybody else thinks. I've proven to myself that I'm better than what people think. So I can work out 2 times a day. That means I'm already a step ahead of everybody else who's only working out 1 time a day. And that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you're comfortable with you, right? Like me, I'm comfortable with me. I've accomplished things that I never thought I would accomplish in my life. And I'm proud of me. Right? So you have to be 100% obligated to yourself. All this like, well, everybody wants me to do this. Okay, well, is everybody doing everything they're telling you to do? Probably not. Probably not. But you have to enjoy being you have to enjoy being you. And sometimes being you comes at a price. It comes at I have to get rid of certain people who are negative in my world. I have to believe that everything that God has put me through is for a reason. And you just have to just want to win, even in the midst of other people wanting you to lose. And when I mean other people, I mean you. I mean you. You got to want to win so bad. Listen, let me tell you something. You got to hate to lose more than you love to win. You gotta hate to lose more than you love to win. Like me, I walk in a way that I know like I can get it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here like you can't succeed if you have hatred. And you can't succeed if you don't do for others as you want them to do unto you. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. Like, we are all our brother's keepers, and we are responsible for each other. You dig? We're responsible for each other. We can't just sit around and say, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, well, what about the people who not good? What about the people who need help? What about the people who look at you and say, man, tell me how you got it together? You got to be able to reach out and talk to people and make people understand that I'm in a place where I'm at because I went through hell to get there. But I'm also in a place in my life where I can show you how you don't have to go through the same hell I went through. We got to go back to where we actually cared about people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell y'all people who be Bible thumping, as I call it. Just because you found God doesn't mean you gotta Bible people to death. Sometimes people don't want to hear it. My mom is a minister, and my dad is a deacon. My great grandparents were pastors and elders of a church. And there's times, and my cousin is a bishop, right? There are times when I tell them I don't want to hear that. I need to talk to the real y'all. I know God got y'all, but I need to talk to the real person, because there's gonna be some things I say that ain't gonna be too God like, ain't gonna be too holy like. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak from the heart. And there's moments when you speak from the heart, people are afraid, not of the truth, but of reality. People are afraid of reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate anybody because I don't have the energy to waste on hating on people. I wish everybody nothing but the best in life. But at the same token, I'm not letting people downgrade me to upgrade them. You know what I'm saying? Never give up on what's important. Sometimes we walk around and we're like, man, I went through all that. Yeah, you went through all that and you still here. You still here. If you ever look at a person and say, how did that person get through that? That's God. God got you. God got you through some things that you didn't even realize you were going through. God removed people out of your circle, like whether in death, sickness, or whatever. He removed them without you even asking, because he saw that they had no good intentions for you. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. We don't realize like sometimes somebody's looking out for us when we're not even looking out for us. Sometimes when we're sitting here and we're like, man, how can I get to a level of peace and love and happiness? How can I get back to that? You can. It just comes at a price. The price is sometimes you got to tell people, I'm no longer going to allow you to invade my space with your negativity. It comes to that sometimes. I don't care how much you are used to a certain situation, you will find a way to get out of it, because you can't never compete with love. Never compete with love. I don't care if it's love for your kid, love for your mom, dad, girlfriend, boyfriend. Never. You should never be in competition with somebody you love. Never. The only competition y'all should be in is, well, like, how are we gonna get better together? That's the competition, to get better. You're competing together for a bigger goal, right? When you start dissecting things in your head, right? You dissect them. You know how many people wish for your downfall before you started dissecting? Everybody. Everybody started wishing for your downfall. And then when they didn't see you fall far enough, you might have slipped, but they didn't see you fall far enough. Guess what? They started to just say, I gotta leave that one alone. Some reason that one just doesn't fail. It's not about not failing. It's about slipping, falling, getting back up, watching your next step. That's what it's about. For all of us that are over the age of 35, you got to really start looking at what is it long term for you? Do you have investments? Do you have a way to survive past the paycheck to paycheck? Do you care about where your money's going to end up? Do you care about when it's time to retire? Because at the rate things are going, like you can't like by the time I can retire, I'm probably gonna be about 80 years old. I'm talking about real retirement. I ain't talking about like you did 20 years at a job and you can just leave and you got that check coming and then you straight. I'm talking about real retirement where I can kick back on a small island and be like 80 some years old. No, you got to plan ahead. You have your own businesses, that's great. How much out of that business are you putting money in an account that no one can touch? You feel me? How much of that can you say, you know what, I put that money to the side and I'm never going in there no matter how hard times get. I'm never going into that account, right? Investment means I invest in me. That's an investment. If I invest in me, I'm investing in my future long term. So when I get married, my wife and me can be on a yacht chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's different. But if you this and I tell anybody this, I have people who say, man, I never have money. And I have to actually break down why they don't have money. You don't have money to pay your bills. You don't have money for gas all the time. You don't have money for clothes, shoes, food, but you have money to go buy marijuana. You have money to go buy alcohol. You have money for that, but you don't have money for the essential stuff you need. And think about it. If you are a real drinker and a real smoker, you probably spending on a daily, if you ain't buying it by the boat, you probably spending about $20 a day. $20 a day. That's $100 a week habit. What is beer like? $22 a case right now, 24, something like that, 19 at the low end. You spending almost $180 a week to drink, but you ain't got no money put to the side to take care of your essentials. So you can't feel bad when you approach a person with the word no. No, I can't help you. Because when you look at why they're in the situation they're in, you have to say, they don't have to be there. They don't have to be there. That's not even, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people be like, man, you judging people. No, that's not judging people, that's schooling people. If I get up every single day, God gives me that breath that I take every day to go to work, make money. He doesn't say, I have to give you. He says, just do unto others you want them to do unto you. So if I feel like, okay, if I'm giving you money and I'm not teaching you how to survive after that, then I'm just hindering you from becoming great. And we got to stop hindering people. We have to stop always being like, man, I feel bad for them. Me too. Me too. But I don't feel bad enough to go broke for them. I don't feel bad enough to be like, look, man, I told you how to get it. Why are you still in the same spot? I just had a conversation with one of my nephews, man, straight up. You know what I told him? I said, let me tell you something. You'll never be happy as long as you carrying the load of your brothers. I just told him that. 48 hours ago, we had this conversation. I said, nephew, where is everybody when you don't have? You got a brother got kids. I said, that's not your problem. That's his problem. He created life. He's supposed to supply and take care of his family. That's his problem. Well, I can't see him homeless. Last time I checked, they got a bunch of homeless shelters with a roof over top of them. Sometimes you got to let somebody go through the struggle so they know how to become a man. And even with that, they get all this kind of money and they blow it. At some point, you got to wash your hands with people. You got to wash your hands with people and be like, if you ain't willing to try, I'm not willing to do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So what y'all got to do now is make sure y'all are in a good space, understand it, and bounce back from it. All right. Thank y'all for tuning into the Carter Podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all.